So after what I'm sure was a lackluster response to the Dark Phoenix trailer, not doing the numbers that Fox wanted, and rumors of very extensive reshoots, the film got another delay. So let's talk about Dark Phoenix's future and what that means for the film. Okay, so got my cheat sheet here. So originally, February 14th was the original release date for Dark Phoenix. Now it's June 7th. Okay. So, you know, this is like the third delay for this movie. And usually this spells problems, productions, and various problems. Now, we've been privy to kind of know a lot of stuff that's been happening behind the scenes with this movie from the very early days of it, just due to the fact of where it was shooting, the transparency, and the local newspaper outlets. Now, I can't remember the exact outlet that reported on it, but essentially they came out in like August. They were like, look, Dark Phoenix is going to be reshooting for like 2 to 3 months. It's pretty extensive, like the length of the entire movie. And there was a lot of, you know, people saying that's not going to happen, it's not happening, that's not going on. And then the photos surfaced of early September, and now photos are still surfacing today. So they're like a month and a half into it, and it's still going to be rather long. And now, we heard originally that the third act of the movie was a complete mess, so that's why they were doing it. And originally, the entire sets were scrapped, so a lot of it was going to have to be re-CG'd. So once again, you find yourself in a giant problem. Now, this means an influx of the budget, which obviously means that it's going to cost a lot more to do the reshoots, on top of having to recreate the scenes in CG, and then whatever new sets you're doing, right? So this is kind of going into that territory where it's now like Batman v Superman, Justice League, and Solo, except worse, because this movie is literally suffering worse than any of the ones I just mentioned. Now, at the same time, this delay gives them a few more months, but you gotta take it as a weird coincidence that they delayed a movie literally days after they just dropped the trailer. Clearly the response wasn't that great. When I look at it online, it's mostly negative as opposed to positive. Now, obviously, we don't know what the extent of what they're doing is going to be, but something tells me that they're going to try to go in there and reshoot a little bit more. Now, obviously, when we look at it, we know that they wanted to wrap this up. I told you guys about my source that told me that they pretty much knew the moment that Disney bought them, they're like, we can't do a third one, which everybody's contracted to another one. So they told them, go in and wrap this movie up as the finite to the X-Men legacy for Fox. That's probably what's happening, but you have to consider it this way. There were those rumors that it was going to be Dark Phoenix Part 1 and Part 2, and then suddenly those disappeared, and it did look like it was going to be extensive because some of the actors said that's what they were doing with it, you know, like the extended contract thing. So, honestly, it's probably for best that they delayed it, because realistically, remembering February, there wasn't too much, but it seems like a dump month for it. But now June, it's coming a few weeks before Homecoming sequel Far From Home, and at the same time, you're seeing that it's going to be backpedaling off, you know, Captain Marvel, off Avengers 4, and it's landed in a fatigue month. So, either way, I think the movie is kind of doomed, but, you know, hopefully they can figure it out and go forward with it, but I don't think there's any hope for this movie, honestly. You guys can let me know down below, but I think history has proven that this movie is kind of just, it's doomed from the start.